What do you do when it gets down to one? Do you be like, action? Three, two, one, action.
Uh-uh.
What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. It's Monday night. I'm over here with my girl T. What's up, T?
What's going on? I'm looking like, what do Phaedra got on her head? Lord, she look like she
Phaedra
had another funeral.
she got a funeral hat on, and well, I feel like Brittany looks like she wins the Who Gets the Stylist award.
I'm looking at everybody hair. I'm like, everybody wig look a hot mess.
Angela's Edges is doing what they've been doing. This was a rough episode for them, huh?
Yeah.
Shamia's hair is fine, but she's not wearing a wig.
Let's keep that 26 pieces on. Yeah.
She got 26.
26 piece. Yeah.
Oh Lord. And I think Britt looks good. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and give credit where credit is due. But it's season 16, episode 16. We could get right into it. Um, Shamia's at the doctor's office. Oh, before you get started, Portia and Drew are outside. They were absent and outside, so they do not have a photo.
Oh, that's why they not on here
They're
because
not
they.
here. They didn't come to do anything.
Oh gosh.
So Shamia is over here, and it's a disaster. And her child is, immune system is so fragile. Why would she get checked out before she came back in the country from traveling and stuff anyway? Don't they have home tests now for you can
You said, do they have what?
home tests? Like she came home with strep throat. Now I'm curious. What's on your mind?
We know how she got that strep throat.
I
Her
mean,
important
they was
nasty.
over there licking strangers and being oiled up. We did not talk about it last week because we were not here. We were not here because the boy, by the boy
The,
I mean her son.
yeah, he had an accident. We were in the hospital for like a week. Feels like it.
He
We
wanted,
still-
boy mom stuff. He wanted to connect
yeah,
his forehead with somebody's teeth. It was just,
it was too
a
much.
freak accident that turned into.
And we're still doing doctor's appointments. He's good, but yeah.
Okay, so we didn't talk about it. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the gay vacation. It's
Yeah,
really I have gay friends that I don't feel like be hunching on each other when they go on vacation together. I'm just
that's all
confused.
they do. Only thing I can think about is Portia on the from the last one. One of y'all eating me tonight, then here you go with strep throat. I'm like, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's why Gerald be mad because y'all be
Mm-hmm.
wilding out. But seriously, I feel like if you're traveling out of the country, shouldn't you quarantine yourself before you go straight to your baby whose immune system is compromised apparently?
Do you think that he's allowing her to do that? No. He probably threw that baby in her arm as soon as she got in the house.
And we'll be mad at her if that
Mm-hmm.
baby gets sick because we don't want to speak that out loud, but I'm just saying he'd probably be mad at her, and then it'll be all the way down to you shouldn't have took your ass over there in the first place. But here
Mm-hmm.
she is at the doctor's office talking about how she wants to provide a son for this man.
Whew. Child, please. I can't with Shamia.
You
Shamia's
just said just as a parent of a very healthy child that you
yeah.
spent a week in the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, she was out. She had to work. That was her job. But I think that's why her husband didn't want her to be on the show. Because you can't be away like that. So, yeah.
And he already made it clear this nanny nurse ain't doing it right. So
It don't
that's
sound
pretty
like
much
she did. But why you need a nanny? Because it's the sisters is always there, the mom is always there.
The grandmother was there. Like, isn't that better than a nanny?
That's what I'm saying. So if grandma was there, why do we have nanny?
And if this girl needs a particular temperature in her room, why isn't it regulated?
I'm telling you, y'all be in them big ass houses, y'all can't control the damn heat
You
and air.
can, though. You can. They just give you a little dial in the room. You push the button.
Everybody house I've been in, they be nice, pretty houses, be cold in the mud. They be trying to keep that down to keep that dang consumer bill low.
Do y'all have, you be killing me with consumers. It's Georgia.
Well, she shouldn't have been freezing
We
in
should not have the
Georgia.
air conditioning on like that.
Shit.
Anyway, that's
I
about
know.
all that
Look,
happened.
I'm wrapped in my blanket right now because the air conditioning is on. It ain't even on that high, but I can't take all that air. They ain't freeze me all day at work. It's 100 degrees outside. I'd rather go outside.
Yeah, but in the classrooms, don't you have dials? Like, is it all one thing, or is there specific like thermostats in the room where you can regulate the temperature?
We in the office, so I don't know. No, each room. I don't think they have a individual thermostat in the classrooms.
We did. We had individual thermostat, but I'm
Well,
just
look,
saying,
they be
if
mad
this
at
is
me
an
because I,
issue with their baby, then they should have been, on top of that.
girl,
Grandma,
I forgot about that baby. I'm thinking about me in the office. Look, the white people be mad at me, y'all. Let me tell y'all the story about the white people because there's only two black. Is this me and my homegirl? Only two black girls in the office. You know the other black girl. That's me and her. We the other black girl, right?
oh, I want that to come back. I like
Yeah.
that show.
So we have our heater. She got a heater up underneath her desk. I got a heater up under my desk. So the white people come in and they be like, "Ooh, it's stuffy in here." So I get to testing her like, "Girl, the white people mad because we got our heat on." And ain't gonna turn it off. And I told them, y'all not gonna freeze me all summer. So then I go down to the executive office, in the front of the building, right? One black girl in that office. What she got? Blanket on her chair. Y'all not gonna be freezing us. So yes, the
This
heater
is
is gonna
school though.
stay.
You got to kill the germs. You got to kill those germs those nasty little children be having.
Y'all gonna get me sick sitting in that cold air like that. We tropical people, okay?
Oh.
Y'all gonna have to deal with us, but okay. I ain't turning that heat off.
Well, apparently they didn't turn the heat off over here either because the baby was cold, and that was the whole issue of the last episode. But
Mm.
here we are in the doctor's office. Shamia's, sick. Her baby is not. Even then, she got strep throat. But she took antibiotics. Ciao.
Day 3. When
Who
how
was
long you
that
gotta take
man?
it
They
before
were
it's
over there licking the oily man whose face they couldn't even see.
they all was getting a hump? I was like, y'all some old hoes. I'm sorry. They old hoes. Because that was too much humping going on. That man, first of all, y'all don't even know what he looked like when he take off all that black
That's
stuff.
what I
I was sitting up
said.
there
Like
thinking,
it's
like,
jib jab, whatever you want to call it. But in the reality of it is, y'all are women over here in a country that you know nothing about necessarily.
and I'm sitting up here like this could be a bum off the street. Y'all don't even know this
You
man.
don't know who's the oil man with the red tongue, but we're gonna watch.
No. And he was picking them up and humping them, and they were just taking it. And I was like, oh,
Mm.
mm-mm, mm-mm. But that's y'all. If y'all gonna be with Portia, that's Portia's good time. That's how she wrote.
And Phaedra too. And please understand,
Phaedra too.
I love you to death. However, if we go on vacation, I'm not helping you can clean the oil from betwixt your cheeks. Why do I need to do that?
Girl, you better figure it out.
You better figure it out.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
This is
That was
the
too much.
fun time that was had over there, child. We just giving you a little quick recap of last week.
Mm.
Back over here this week. Why did we baby oil our babies up like that?
Shit, mine do. I had my grandbaby, baby. I have her shining.
Ooh, my baby come
Shining.
in. He looked like Smokey Robinson. He be oiled up, hair be slicked.
Hair slick.
Ooh,
You gotta shine them babies up. We don't do ashy babies.
we
Our
don't do
babies be
ashy baby.
slick.
So she said, "Look at her skin now," and I'm like, "Can't hate on that because his skin is lovely."
Shine up.
That's funny.
I got plenty
Okay,
of
so
pictures of my Otis and Marcus shining as kids.
y'all guys used to be shiny.
That's
You
right.
was a very shiny baby.
That's right. Probably why my nose still shine. I always got a powder my
I'm with
nose.
you. I'd rather be shiny than ashy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Phaedra and her boys. This was the first episode. I think maybe even the first time actually that Phaedra really didn't get on my nerves, church hat and all. Um, her boys are so cute. I think that's so dope that she's like, get a sewing machine. And now he, I guess, is hanging out at that store with this guy who actually does the sewing. But, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was here for it. It was really cute.
That was cute. That was real cute. And I'm like, she definitely got one look like Apollo, one look like her.
What looked like her?
Her and her
Yeah.
mama.
I forgot what her mama looked like.
They had shoulder, so that's why I had seen it. They had shoulder a quick.
From
Uh,
when I
yeah,
mean when he was a little baby. Maybe was that it, the birthday party when he
yeah,
said Mr.
probably so.
President?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's dope though. I was like, Phaedra, if this is the stuff, like even if you don't have no wild stuff going on, if you're gonna show that, I'm good with it. That's what's missing. If we gotta deal with her because she's not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Um Shamia goes to visit Kelly because Kelly just came from court dealing with her divorce stuff.
Kelly, did you feel like it was too much? The whole presentation going to church in the Mercedes Sprinter, and then she had the all white. What's love got to do with his suit on, walking
They
into the
always do that. They
courtroom?
always go to court in a white suit.
I'm like, it's giving to me. You're not looking like you need no type of help. What no.
Yeah, she went in the Sprinter to court, and
With the entourage.
why is her publicist there?
I don't know, child. I don't know. It was giving too much. It was giving wanting too much attention. I don't think that's the type of attention you want when you go to court. You'll never go to court looking like you don't need help.
It's like going down to the food stamps office with
Yeah.
your nails and your hair done and your Gucci bag.
Like, what are we doing?
I don't
We want
know.
the settlement. We want the, you know what I'm saying? Do you not want the spousal support, or do you want to pay him the spousal support? Because you walk up in there like you owe him some money.
Well, he ain't paying, so he had to go to jail because
And
he's
I'll
not
be
paying
like,
child
look at
support.
her. I can't afford to pay. Look at her. She need to pay me. Mm.
I'm really confused about that relationship with her husband. Like, you want him to be a father to your children and you want to have security because you're afraid of what he might do. Like, if that was the case, I wouldn't engage, period.
No, you shouldn't even want him around your kids. None
Your
of that makes
kids.
sense. Yeah. None of that makes any kind of sense. Child, please.
Well, she said her and Britt haven't spoke since Grenada. And the whole stylist situation to me, they did look alike. They were dressing them alike. I figured this stylist was gonna be a problem when he showed up with this blonde hair and them hoochie daddy pants on, shorts on.
I
But
don't remember seeing the stylist, but
yeah,
when
because he was over there. He was over there in Tennessee when they went to Tennessee, and when she had her garden party for Brit, he was there. They were eating
oh,
chicken wings and stuff together.
okay. So when they said this whole thing about them sharing the stylist, I was like, okay, so that's why they're walking around being twins. The stylist is lazy as fuck. He got y'all out here instead of looking at you and your personality and what look good for you and then what look good for her. He just like, here, 2 for 1, same material, get this one off this
They
rack and
were
you
dressed
grab
alike.
that one.
But I said that when they were in Tennessee, and she was like, I let Brit use my stylist, and I'm like, it looked like it because y'all are wearing. I mean, y'all are like Destiny's Child over here
Yeah,
with an outfit that, and
why would he think that's okay?
also because I feel like a lot of the things are true. Girl, y'all work on the same show. How is that going to work? Because y'all are going to be booked. She doesn't just want the stylist, she wants the whole glam team, the makeup artist and the hair person.
So
That can't really work when y'all are going to be booked for the same thing.
so what show did you think you were going on? You didn't think you were going to need this?
I
That
thought
don't
she
make
would have been
sense.
had it. She's Brooke Edie. She don't have
That's
it.
what
Brit
I'm
Edie.
saying.
I should.
Bang bang.
I
Shout
would
out
have
to
figured she had. What he
Bang bang.
bang
Right.
bang.
They call him bang bang.
That's what he called her. Bang bang.
Yes, bang bang Edie.
Oh. Yeah, and she was bang bang out of her mouth this time, this episode too. But
Girl.
yeah, I'm
But
like, I
that's
can
what
see why.
I'm saying. You knew you was coming on the show. So at no point, even if you couldn't get it, at no point in time did you ever plan to get you a stylist. That doesn't even make sense.
And you're in Atlanta. It won't even be hard for you to find somebody to like. You got to put your own team together, girl. That's how that works. You got.
Right.
I can't believe, first of all, that she doesn't already have a hair person. I don't know anybody who's like, in that scene that doesn't already have a person that does their hair. Makeup, find your makeup artist. I mean, you have to build your team.
I'm pretty sure if you had put a SOS out there, hey, about to
I'm
be a
looking
new,
for a team.
yeah, I'm finna go on Atlanta Housewives and I need a stylist. I'm sure people would do it just to get their name out there as your stylist, to have a client that's on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Come on now.
I also think that you're dressing them alike, and you got one that's barely 5 feet tall, and Brit to me looks like she's tall, and you
Yeah.
can't compete with tall people when it comes to clothes. It's always gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
And no, Britt, it ain't because she jealous of you. Stop it, girl.
Not that kind of jealous. Not that kind of
No,
jealous. I think if it's any jealousy, it's more like you can't be dressing me and her in the same thing because it's not
it
gonna
don't look
work.
the same. It don't
She's
look the
always gonna
same.
be tall and thin, and you know what I'm saying, a coat
Yeah.
hanger for clothes. So Brit Edie looks like a model.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, I feel like if there's any jealousy, that's it. It's not I'm jealous of you, like how she thinks everyone is jealous of her. So
And I personally don't like the way what's a little mama? Kelly.
Kelly,
I don't like the way they dress Kelly.
I'm not
Kelly,
a
you
fan
need
of
to
any of
find
it, to
you.
be
You need
honest.
to find you need to let her have it, and you find you another stylist because if that's how they gonna dress you, you need to move on anyway.
Right, because it wasn't good.
It wasn't
And
good.
another thing, these stylists and these hair and makeup people be having all your business. And you can't be having all your business going back and forth. And you can't tell me Paris is not messy over there back and forth in between Britt and Kelly. You know,
That's his name.
yeah, he was out in the interwebs talking shit, giving his, you know what I'm saying? So
That's
yeah, it
what
was
was
the most,
going on Huntsville, wasn't it? The stylist
the,
was the
the makeup
one.
artist was over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was some
And
messy
they like
stuff.
to, have these. And I mean, you say what you want. I don't care. Y'all like to have these flamboyant, messy boys up in your mix. Drew
Mm-hmm.
had the boy over there telling her business between her and
Mm-hmm.
Sheree. Like, and I'm not saying women don't do it because they do it too, but y'all like the messy version of things. Shakana over there, you know what I'm saying, doing Tiny's hair and hearing all the business, and she's not the most quiet, demure, keep your mouth shut kind of person.
Mm-mm.
So
Mm-mm.
it just seemed like a bad recipe altogether between, you know, who's gonna share the stylist. But you girl, I would feel some type of way if you wanted to take my whole team. Get the fuck out of
The
here.
whole team. That's what I'm saying. Like you
Get
just
out of
never
here,
planned to get your own people. I could see
girl.
temporarily on this trip my stylist couldn't make it, but you just never planned to get a stylist, never planned to hire your own. That didn't make sense to me at all. Mm-mm.
I've run across those kind of girls, and those kind of girls don't even want to tell you like who does their hair. It's hard to make money, like because they don't want to tell nobody because they're afraid you're not gonna be able to be there at their beck and call. Anyway, Kelly hosts yet another event. Kelly has hosted what, 10 out of 12
Right.
of
Keep it
these
rolling,
events.
Kelly. She the only
Goodness.
one know how to do it.
Well, I liked it. She says she has a brand deal with William and Sonoma. I do like that. I hope Kelly gets a handle on her money because it seems like she spends her money like, I don't want to say recklessly, but having your dog painted like a pink, ugly little, I don't know what that is a waste of money. And I'm quite sure it's really expensive to do that. Um, I like that she has the brand deals and she's got her mixes and things that you gonna get a different kind of money in Williams Sonoma for your
Mm-hmm.
waffle mix than you will down at Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
Publix. So I'm not mad at that at all.
So she didn't challenge my boy Charles.
Charles, you know he know how to make some waffles.
Where Charles from, I wonder?
Mm.
Cause Charles be cooking his butt off.
Charles was probably single. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Him and Angela
but
came
but
along later on. He
yeah,
probably had to cook for himself.
but don't Charles act like an old grandmama?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like he probably was raised by his grandmama
By his
or his mama
grandmother.
was older. Yeah,
Down south. It feels very
yeah.
much down south. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he living in Georgia. Um, but they compete for the best waffles. She invited Drew and Phaedra, and and like you said, Angela and Charles were there. They want to know why her and Britt haven't talked since Granada, and it
I
seems
mean,
so
that would make
silly
sense. That would make sense. Like that's odd. What you mean y'all ain't talk?
because y'all are besties. Meanwhile, Britt is at her house with Cynthia and Portia, telling her version of the story. She said the stylist is working with Shamia now. Shamia need a stylist.
She do, but once again, wrong stylist. Once
Yeah,
again, Shamia, you got all the money in the world. You can't tell me you couldn't go out there and you been on the show longer than
she should have
anybody.
been there. She should
You
have been
knew
there.
you should have had a stylist. You talking about you spent all that money on all them clothes. You spent your whole housewife check on them clothes for you to walk around looking like a fool. Candy should have told you get you a stylist. But Candy cheap. She probably ain't
She
had no.
don't. She don't need one. Candy. Candy just start really like at these award shows that I've been seeing her at. She just start looking,
Yeah, I
separate from
had to
that
take it
escape
back.
stuff.
I had to take it back. Candy was cheap too. Candy wasn't hiring nobody. She was walking around there with her clothes.
From her little store.
Yeah.
This is the thing though about a stylist. Like a stylist can get you hooked up with the outfit. You want somebody who has access to all these labels because that's what they do. I know
Hmm.
I'm with you. They need to go on down to the archive and see what Marlo got over there.
You ain't lying.
And then they could take it back. And I
Hmm.
feel like that's the smartest way to spend your money, if you're gonna be honest. I would have my ass down to the archive for
And
this
she
season.
gonna have you looking right because if she couldn't do nothing else, her ass dress her ass off.
Why don't they hire Marlo?
They should. They should.
I mean, Then we could like, she could be a friend of. We could go over to the archive and check out, see what they got going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different show. I don't know what Shami is doing, but the stylist can at least, style you and leave. But the hairdresser and the makeup artist, they need to be there like on the day of.
They got to
So,
be there, right? That's why I didn't work out with Portia and
and Drew.
Drew. Yeah, you can't share that for sure.
And I'm gonna be mad on either end. I'm gonna be mad on the first side if you're rushing so you can get to this other person, and I'm gonna be upset at the other person that you like tied up and you're gonna make me late for my event because you was over there,
Exactly.
and we going to the same thing. Anyway, while they're going back and forth, Britt tells the girls that she's seen text messages that Shamia was telling her business. And she's seen all the text messages. And I was like, I was confused. I said, who had text messages, Kelly or Shamia? So
Wait a minute. Shamia, talking about with, okay, it sounds like Shamia was telling all of Portia's business to Britt.
right. But
I
we was
believe
talking
it.
about Kelly. We were talking about Kelly and the
Oh,
stylist,
she
and she's
switched up.
jealous. And she just said, yeah. and,
She switched
and
up.
we were over there, and she was talking about Shamia. She said Shamia is even using the stylist. That's where it started. Shamia is using a stylist, and then she was like, but yeah, and she telling all your business because I seen text messages about and I guess it was from Portia's therapist, and it wasn't nothing. It was just saying she was going through a hard time.
Well, one Shamia, we already said, girl, you been walking around there mad, talking shit about Portia anyway. You know what I'm saying? So let's not
Mhm.
act like that wasn't happening. But I wonder, when did you find out that information? Because when we first met Kelly and Britt, y'all was in there calling Portia all kind of hoes and wasn't wrong. And she
And
was
Shamia
defending
was
her.
she
You
was
know what I'm
defending
saying?
Portia. Yeah.
So was that when she showed you like, look, my sister is going through a whole lot of stuff to,
Well, that's what I said. The
defending her?
text wasn't it wasn't anything that should have been really, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why
Yeah.
you had to show her the text, maybe for just being dramatic. But what she said was nothing for you to be mad about. And then you said, I've seen all the text. You've seen that text. You haven't seen all the text, because if you did, you would have brought up something more salacious than that. If they had any of
Mm-hmm.
that going on, to be honest, they don't even talk to each other, don't seem like.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Portia, now she going to be back all in her feelings.
Yeah, she's after that, after we said it. Girl, shut up. You and your mama was sitting back talking shit, still talking.
Talking mad smack about Shamia. So,
Girl.
anyway, back over at Kelly's event. Charles and Kelly, they tied. They waffles is both of them make delicious chicken and waffles.
So that's
And
good, Kelly. Because I
yeah,
really thought he was gonna beat you by a landslide. So that's good.
but people said they both made good waffles.
Yeah, I think
Um,
they had their own little twist on each one, but they said they both were soulful. I mean, they use seasoning. It has some
it
makes
tastes
it,
good.
yeah,
You might want to slide over to that restaurant.
yeah,
I mean, if she don't know how to cook anything, she should know how to at least cook some chicken and waffles, since that's her business. But
yeah.
even that event, I was like, this is like real business. Things happening over here. It was people. And then out of nowhere, this production ain't shit. I don't care what anybody say. Production did that.
You think
Had to,
production did that?
yes, I do.
I was blaming Phaedra.
No, I think production did it. I think production is they want to see pop off Charles from Madison Square Garden.
They was trying to, but see, Charles couldn't hear. Thank
And
goodness.
don't care.
Thank goodness he didn't hear.
Yeah. Yeah. But
He
I can
gonna
see
do
where if
something
I'm
to you,
Angela
though.
and this man is saying this and Charles is standing right there, I feel like I would be very not just Charles, but I feel like anybody's man. You don't
Yeah.
want them to hear that, or else this guy gonna be laid out.
Cause who walks up with your husband right there? Like if he really was finna tell the tea, would you do it like you said? And he's standing right there, and he was talking loud enough where everybody could hear it, so you wouldn't. It ain't
He
like you.
made sure he was by somebody with a mic. He made
Yeah,
sure he was next to a mic. And I'm like you. What grown person, what do you got to gain from that? I don't know. I feel like production is trash because somebody's husband is cheating. I don't know if he is or if he isn't, but they pick a person and see if it's true or not.
it probably was Bang Bang Edie that that paid that man to come up there.
I
That's why
think
she wasn't
she
there.
is too focused on other things. This fight with Kelly.
I don't think she let shit go.
I don't know. I think production did it. Just because he's a random person.
He definitely was.
He's
That
just
was
a
so
random.
weird. It was so
Yeah,
awkward.
it was very weird. Um,
And I'm glad the other girls at that moment in time
even
didn't
Phaedra
feed
was
into it.
like, Phaedra was like, "Don't do it. Don't talk to
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
Don't give
Mm-mm.
him none of your energy, girl." And you know, Angela wanted to scratch his eyes out.
You know it.
He got escorted out as he should have. But I was like, "Why y'all be coming for people's marriage too much?" That was
Too
too
much.
much. But Phaedra was cool inside there, but she couldn't get in that car fast enough so she could go call her
But
homies and let them know
that was real though.
what just happened.
That was real. Girl, let me tell
Because I would have
you
called you.
what
You got
happened.
where I got to tell this story on my way back to the crib, girl.
Exactly. Exactly. That was real.
You are not gonna believe what happened. But
Mm.
even that over in Britt Edie's house, that group, they was like, "What?" I know nobody was saying nothing shady.
Right, right.
So Phaedra has this event, um, the Black Glove affair. I'm not mad at it. They made her come do something. Portia calls, and this is where we learn about Lundy's passing. So
Mhm.
obviously she's not going to come. I'm glad they gave a little energy to that too.
Yeah.
To just talking about her and how she was as a person or what have you.
Hmm.
Um, I will say this: Phaedra is partnered together with this boutique owner, and if I'm partnered with Phaedra, this is what I would want from her as a partner to get our boutique, on this daggone platform so the people could come
Hmm.
over there. Obviously, whoever the owner is has access to the fashions, but that's just how Atlanta is,
And
you
have
know.
real models.
Phaedra just went and dropped $47,000 over there at the what do you call it, the Med Gala.
Yeah.
So I don't think it took much for her to invest in her own event. Looked nice. Um, Kelly walked in there and Phaedra fondled her boobs, and I was like, y'all
They killed me, I'm telling you.
cannot keep your hands off of each other. You can't. I hope this girl don't want a lawsuit later on, and she gonna be
Nah.
saying that Bravo was over there letting Phaedra touch her inappropriately. Um, Shamia
And
comes in. I
Rachel
get,
don't even know that girl. So why are you though?
why are you doing that? And I was like, you're literally fondling this lady.
Crazy.
Shamia irritates me every time she walks into the room. Like, well, you can't. Well, she got to be stepping and doing so
Too much.
much. I'm like,
Too
girl,
much.
we see you, we hear you.
She craved the attention so bad.
Oh my god, it's so it's annoying. It's
Oh,
making me feel like if that's how you be acting, I see why Portia be pushing your ass out the way sometimes. Like, girl, sit down. Brittany comes in. I think Brittany looks good. This is probably the best she's looked like through this whole entire thing. Like her titties ain't busting out and looking, all crazy.
mm.
Her booty cheeks was covered because usually if it ain't giving in the
Thank
front, she be
goodness.
naked.
Thank goodness. I mean, they attitude was for real, for real. Not her, but Kelly. Kelly attitude, she was really mad at Brie. It was awkward because we went from them laying in the bed to this attitude this episode. It was
I'm
like we
guessing
just
some things have transpired. I'm not
yeah.
really out there listening so much that I have all the details, but there's some other stuff that has happened with these stylists and they're, however this thing is going. I don't know which direction the team is. I still at this point don't know if who's working with who. I know that Paris was out here, like I said, talking shit online, and he said he implied that Kelly don't pay. And I'm like, well, she spent a lot of money, or it looks like, or pretends like she does. So yeah, that energy is very immature. It's very immature. However, I have exercised this energy, and so I'm petty like that. And I hate like when I'm not fucking with you. Did you come say hi to me? I'm probably just gonna let it ride. And so
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah, that's how that is. I don't, I'm supposing I should say that was like very immature and, you giving her energy, blah, blah. No, like I contemplate in my head, like, I have actively been doing this honestly for the last 2 years when I go to work.
Mm-mm.
I've recently just stopped doing it, but the energy is still the same whether I say hi or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right. Well, can I say Phaedra leaving that girl outside? I ain't no matter where I would have set my ass out there. I would have left. You
I
left
would
me
have
out
left too, but
She out there
please
not
don't send me
freaking
no
know.
picture of traffic. I think Phaedra could have found a moment for the people to like escort her in. And you know what else is funny? She wasn't the only one standing outside because Sweet Tea's ass was standing outside with her.
Girl, Sweet Tea was out there.
Yeah, they walked in together.
I didn't even pay it no mind. Child, Sweet Tea out here trying to get on another show.
She got on, but she was required by her friend Phaedra to stand outside. They had to stand outside till the whole thing was over. Now, one thing I will say, Phaedra, the whole like MC thing, that's very church lady, that's very played out, that's very old. Just turn on some music and let the people walk in, and you can talk about it afterwards. They're gonna have a little moment where you know what I mean. You can say this is by so and so, and but it was given very much old school church lady fashion
It started off sounding like a church service. Like, amen, amen. All right, we getting ready to start service tonight. That's how it started off.
That's how it sounded. And then look at her, just like the first lady.
Yep.
Um, when this one walked up, when Britt walked up and Kelly didn't speak, everybody already knew what they was fighting about. They just don't know the details. It seems so silly for these girls to be. We're not losing friendships over stylists and stuff. It's easy enough to be like, girl, you're not about to take my whole team.
Right.
Now, go ahead and find somebody else. I said you could use them, you know what I'm saying, that one time. I didn't say you could have the whole team. So Kelly is over here. I don't
And
know
then
what she's doing.
and can you not understand that? Was that an issue when she told you that for you to have attitude?
Honestly, I don't feel like Britt is the kind of person that would have received it well, but she
It's
didn't get
well,
the
clearly she
opportunity.
did. She didn't. Cause she's saying that I can't use her glam squad. Well, you knew that was hers, girl.
She said you pushed them. She pushed me on them. She didn't do that. She said you could use them. I mean, I don't know why she's so dense that they can't, figure that out. But this is why they're mad. And it's gone so low that they're talking about pill popping roommates and termination of pregnancies.
Now that
That's how
she
low
went
they
low.
went.
She went low. And I believe her husband is over there pill popping because he looked like something ain't right with him.
And we believe he's her roommate because somebody has
Absolutely.
said he was bending them over like Tyler Perry be doing.
That
Um,
he got strep throat.
wow.
Yeah.
Child, I don't know what be going on over there. And Brit too. Like I'm like, they're like, you can't do that. You can't say that. And I'm like, yeah, you kind of can. Like it was low, but I feel like what's it? They was in the same pit together. Both of y'all was real low.
Child,
You called my husband a pill popping roommate.
it hurt. So she went low. But don't get mad.
Don't
Don't
get
fall
mad
victim now.
because
Don't.
you
I don't want to
started
see
it.
you up there. You don't start calling victim, acting like a victim.
Right. Because I mean, um, Shamia sat down with her. She's like, I just can't be fake. And I was like, girl, the lie detector determined that was a lie. You are fake for sure.
Girl.
Um, honestly, it seems silly. All of it has been silly though. For the whole season. The whole thing with Portia and Drew was silly. Y'all are having a non-argument about nothing. Shamia walking around picking a fight with whoever, it just depends on the day. With Angela. You know what I'm saying? It's all been silly. So now y'all are fighting over stylists, grown ass women. These little tips be real silly.
And I feel like Phaedra came in picking on Drew because I feel like you wouldn't have left Drew out. You only left her outside because it was Drew because you trying to be
You
cool.
wouldn't have left Portia out
Yep.
there.
And Portia wouldn't have been on time. But you only did it because it was Drew.
And Drew, you've been late to everything.
Everything. And then Drew, I'll be forgetting that you was even there. So I keep
She's
saying
been
that.
late. And I feel like I would have more sympathy for Drew if she hadn't showed up to every freaking thing. Everything that has happened on this show, she shows up last and late.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta traffic, I could do the same thing. I could leave the house at 5 o'clock traffic time or leave work at traffic time and send you that same picture because that's what it looked like every day
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
during rush hour. So,
And
yeah,
once again, you ain't new to Atlanta. You know how long it takes to get there
you
and what
know
time you
that.
have to leave your house. Just like we was on Portia. We on you the same way, Drew.
Honestly, if I was filming, I would be like, "Where's the event at?" Then let's just get a room downtown, and we won't have to do all that traffic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would feel more sorry for her if she hadn't been late to everything else. That's your punishment. And you're right. She wouldn't have left Portia outside.
No.
Well, she pulled everybody together to let them know why Portia isn't there. She let them know that, Lundy passed away. And I was like, Shamia didn't know.
I was thinking the same thing. So so that's correct. Shamia didn't know,
She
right?
didn't know. At first, I was like, is this her bad acting again? Like, what is going on with Shamia? And she's crying. Um, but she didn't know. She said on the after show that she didn't know. That was her first time hearing it.
That's messed up. So you told, well, I guess she told her because it was her event. But then you wouldn't call
I feel
Shamia.
like Shamia, though, isn't she on the call list?
Right. That's something like you wouldn't call Shamia. No, because Portia been acting. Well, old girl had just told her that Shamia was over there talking stuff. So Portia was probably in her feelings, and that's why she ain't call her. Because she had just told her, well, timeline, we don't know, but it looks like she had just heard that Shamia was talking stuff,
So
telling
if
her business.
somebody came to you and said, I said something about you gonna be in your feelings?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, but our relationship is different. Don't them they ain't family.
I'm just saying. That's how y'all are trying to sell it to us, though. Like we've been
Yeah,
friends for all these years. So if
their
somebody
parents don't
says
even like
something
each other.
about
They
you
ain't
to
family.
me, if somebody says something about you to me, I'm automatically gonna look at them funny. Like, so
But they don't like each other. They got long history of even their mamas not liking each
not
other.
get along.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, the ladies, had all been touched by Lundy in some type of way, even, like we did. We feel like
Mm-hmm.
we know her a little bit just from her being on the show. So yeah, that they had that moment, and then for Phaedra gave her, sisterhood speech about, how they should all be able to get along, and things are small that they're, bickering about,
And
and
they sat there and ate it up. Like,
they
uh-huh.
did.
Chabu.
So next week, Angela meets up with this man that confronted her about Charles cheating.
Angela said she hired some people. Somebody went after the man, or somebody did something. She said she had people in these streets. They
I'm
did.
not gonna lie. If some stranger just came up to me like that, I would be very curious to find out what the hell, what.
That was some weird shit.
That was very weird. Yeah, you just out of the blue gonna come say, "Hey, I want to tell you about how your husband is cheating on you."
And then he was over there with a group of other people toasting, talking about her man
He said
cheating.
he's coming to his restaurant many times. Do you work there or do you have a restaurant?
I don't know. That was weird.
And if I had a business, I damn sure wouldn't be doing that because I'm not trying to ruin my business. So I'm going to mind my business. I don't care who Charles came in there with.
Right. Can we talk about Portia and Mama D? Because
Listen,
I have an opinion about that.
I don't know the details. And it's funny because I've been watching Mama D like, she was talking about the hot dog man and what is going on?
Oh, she said so. Wherever they was at, Drew was finna perform, and she introduced Drew, and she was like, "Drew, bless my girl, blah blah blah. Don't she look good?" Imagine, Portia sitting up there talking about, she want the hot dog man. Nobody want the hot dog man, and Portia came back and talked about, her baby daddy only got one baby mama, and made a reference to Mama D get her teeth, because her teeth had came out that
Right.
one time. And I was like, Portia, I don't even know why it was even necessary for you to even comment on it. She didn't say nothing wrong. She said that you said that Drew wanted the hot
The hot
dog
dog
man.
man.
And you've been saying it the whole season. So what are you in your feelings for?
Can you win an argument with Mama D? That seems like a whole lot of energy that you could be using somewhere else. Because Mama D is
Girl,
something else.
Mama D, that's what I said. It wasn't even worth it. Now you done started a whole thing. Now Mama D like, now what you don't want me to do is to go there, because I know the real tea about your granddaddy and all of that. I said, because Mama D was a pimp.
She
They
didn't want.
probably, she a pimp. She was a pimp back in
She
the
will
day.
go there.
She was supplying the hoes for
She
Hosea
will
and
go.
them.
She will go there, and that's what I'm saying. The way she be going at Bambi, and she's the grandmother to her children. Portia, she ain't got nothing to. And Simon, she probably know all of that business too.
Tell it, Mama D. You been to put up there and be like, your mama was one of my hoes back in the day. I'm the one who hooked her up with Hosea, but Hosea fell in love. Tell it. Y'all need to, why you want to go there.
I see Mama D. I was like, nope, I don't want to hear it.
It wasn't even that serious for her to comment. I was like, Portia, that's what you get.
When she said, when they were talking about Lundy over at Phaedra's house, and she said she got the news that she was at work, and I was like, where was you at work at, girl?
Girl, stop it. Stop it. Y'all know, Simon over there in Doha. Now, how he in Doha? And he from Africa. What is he doing?
Nigeria.
So why is he in Doha? Where is you sending him to? I thought you had to go back to your land.
Listen, ain't no rules over there with how that stuff is playing out. People getting snatched out of the gardeners is getting snatched up, and it's not funny. It's just like these people are running around with masks on. I feel like I need to make sure my birth certificate and everything is in order.
Yeah, because they said at least on the voting tip, if your name don't match your birth certificate, they ain't gonna let you vote. So all these women that's married who changed their last name, you gotta have 2 sets of ID to prove that you are who you are.
Well, my birth certificate is a hot mess, much like any of the birth certificates that came like around that time. where people weren't married, and that's the thing with my birth certificate. They're writing things in, and child, my birth certificate has always been an issue. When I went to get to take my SATs, it was a thing. Getting driver's license, it's always an issue.
When I seen my birth certificate for the first time, my name was spelled wrong. So we had to do a thing to get it
Do it over,
right.
yeah.
And I was like, Mama, you spelled it like that at the hospital because you wasn't even trying to spell me this. It looked like you spelled it. You was guessing.
Yeah, because Rodney came up with your name, so
I know. So when they asked her how to spell it, I believe she spelled
she
it
was
like that.
guessing. Yeah,
Yeah.
child,
Mm-hmm.
because Caitlin's name, when she would be sending Christmas presents and things,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
oh, Caitlin.
Yes.
I was like, what is she? What is happening here?
Yes.
But yeah, well, that's it for this week. Next week is the finale.
Charles finna show his
So
ass the part we've been waiting on.
we've been waiting on that. Charles and Angela was on Watch What Happens Live last night.
Oh, was he? I didn't watch it.
He said all the things that the people wanted him to say. He was nice to his wife so they can relax.
Well, thank you, Charles.
It was Cynthia and Angela. Yeah. Now, Cynthia and Angela, can I say, I wish Angela would go see Dr. Dubrow. Dr. What's his name?
The bro?
Nah, Dubrow does the boobs. Dr. Nassif,
I don't know him.
the partner. He used to be on Beverly Hills. He does
Oh,
the
the
noses.
bro's partner.
Yes.
You
I
want
just want
you want him to get her you want her to get her nose fixed?
yeah, yeah. Just let him, make it a little less
Yeah.
Cindy Lou Who or whatever she got going on over here
But she
because
gotta
they
sell
can
them
fix
houses.
that.
She gotta sell a couple more houses before she can afford that now.
Really.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how that's going, but her and Cynthia sitting together, I was like, they're so pretty. They look like goddesses.
I want Cynthia to hang more with her and quit trying to hang with
Kelly and them.
Portia. Yeah, it looks weird. And girl, you one of the girls. You ain't with them. Stop trying to be with them. It don't even look right.
She don't even try to play it. She be looking at them like when they was twerking, I was like, I don't see Cynthia's ass down on the floor. She was probably somewhere standing like, okay, this is the part where I go on and go.
Oh yeah, because I didn't see her in Jab Jab acting a fool.
You
Did
didn't see
we?
her or Angela at Jab Jab acting a fool.
Well, Angela, the shit. She knew Charles wasn't gonna play that shit if he had seen that.
Oh, I don't know that
Damn.
I would have done that if I had nobody at home.
All right, y'all. We gonna see y'all next week, I
We'll see
guess.
you next week. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you whenever we see you.
All
Probably on
right.
a Monday at
Peace
eight
out.
o'clock.